the next two traits or characters, these are more pertinent to the business. But a business is not a business until there's people in it. Some people can argue, well, no, what about a parking lot? There's no people. I'm not talking about that kind of business. I'm talking a business about the type of business that is in the business of creating jobs, as well as providing a valued product with services and building equity. And something that is going to have a reputation that involves a framework and contributes to the community. So the first, the third S, but the first one that applies to a business is what I call sustainability. And a business becomes a company when you have people involved, right? And that's how I try to distinguish them. A business is essentially this thing that is doing transaction, it's operations, but there's not that lifeblood, there's a culture, right, that brings life to it, that creates this so-called company. Yeah. And one of those things is sustainability. And sustainability is brought about when you have a team or a culture and you have the people that are bringing this enterprise to life.
Yes.
Like I bring out, if you have a one-person operation, that can't possibly be sustainable, because if that person goes home, the company shuts down. Like if it's just me and I'm mowing grass for a living and the lawnmower breaks, that's not a very sustainable job. I better have two mowers.
That's right.
The people pushing it and the mower itself, right? And so to have sustainability, you don't have any reliance upon any one capital asset or any human resource. Sustainability means you're able to maintain an existence, independent of one, but essential item. The fourth S, which is scalability, again, is growth. Now we can grow it as individuals, but I mean it in the terms of a business or a company growing. It means that they are producing more of the same quality. That's what I mean by that. Growth, you think, oh, we're earning more money. That's growth. Oh, we're in a bigger building. We hired more employees. We have greater revenue. Those are certainly interesting growth metrics, but I see them as a byproduct of true scalability. In true scalability, you're able to grow and you do not compromise quality. If anything, you increase quality. I always use, without naming any names, is a coffee chain that you might be familiar with, that you have always gone to. When the original coffee chain started, the original coffee house started, they roasted the coffee right in that cafe. You smell the aroma of the roasting beans, and you had a barista in there who knew exactly where the beans were sourced and how to roast them and made the coffee, and you talked to them as they made your coffee. Yes, you got a great coffee, but you got an experience, right? That brought you in there and kept coming you back. Then they grow the operation. Now they have several cafes and they find out, well, we really can't get that quality barista in every one of them. Well, we can't roast beans in every one of these shops. So we have to do it at a central location. And then what you have is a diluted product. And I'm not talking necessarily just about the product that you drink, the coffee, but the whole experience is diluted. I would say, has it grown? Are the revenues off the chart? Do they have more? Yes. But is that scalable? Did they maintain the quality? And I'd say absolutely not. So what I mean by scalability is that the product that you are making more of has exactly the same performance criteria and compliance and expectations that the customer has, that you've agreed to with the customer. You're not using cheaper materials. You might find by economies of scales ways to reduce the cost, but the quality must be absolutely the same. Mm-hmm. Quantity changes, but not quality. I try as hard as I can to articulate that to people, and many of them just don't get it. Well, we're making more money. We've scaled. We have twice as much. If that is your goal, great. But that's the difference, I think, how an entrepreneur thinks and how a business accountant might think.
Yeah.